What's going on YouTube? Hart Media, Hart here, back with part 3 of the 2013 Audi Allroad B8 maintenance. What we're doing in this video, we're going to change the oil. We're going to do engine flush. We're going to use the Liqui Moly Pro Line engine flush. The way this works, you put this in, it cleans the sludge and all the dirtiness out of your motor. You pour it in before you change the oil. Let the car run 15 minutes. Don't drive it. Or 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to do 15. After that, you drain it and continue with your oil change as usual. So we're going to go ahead and get started now. First, the car is up to operating temperature, by the way. So did that. Now we're going to just go ahead and add this in here. This is my first time using this. I heard it got pretty good reviews. So. One guy who used it, he put in some cheap oil. After the flush to get the rest of the cleaning agents out. I started to do that, but I was like, maybe next time. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in there. After this, after I pour it in, I'm gonna crank it up, let it run 15 minutes. And after those 15 minutes, we will be back. I want to get all that in there because they don't give this away. It's not the most frugal of engine flushes. Okay, we're back. 15 minutes is up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this off, let some pressure off. I'm going to jack the car up. This has a splash pan up under there with I don't know how many screws in it. So we're going to jack the car up, take the splash pan off, and after I get to that point, I will come back. Okay, YouTube, we are back. We're under the car. Took the splash pan off. First, let me say this. It had a hodgepodge of screws up under here. So if anyone knows exactly what screws go under here to hold this splash pan, let me know in the comments so I can promptly order those. I mean, this thing had wood screws in here and all kind of stuff. That's not going to work. Anyway, if you could see all this oil, and also the inside of the splash pan was oily. That comes from the defective PCV oil separator that I replaced in part 2. So when that messes up for some reason, I don't know why, I read that the blowback of the oil doesn't go where it's supposed to go or something or another, and it ends up coming down here and you get all this covered in oil. As you can see, I'm going to clean all this up, of course, but I'm not going to do it on camera to bore you guys. If you do want me to do it on camera, hey, let me know. Hey, Hart, next time you got a dirty undercarriage, clean it up on film. We want to see it. Let me know. So let's go ahead and drain this oil while it's still hot. I know I have the car jacked up on the wrong side. It technically should be jacked up on this side, but this is my first time changing the oil on this car. I wasn't aware it was on this side, but I'm too close to the wall to jack it up, blah, blah, blah. I'll make sure I do it next time. If it doesn't drain enough, well, that's just too bad. Anyway, let's get to it. This has a Torx T40 for this oil drain boat. So we're gonna go ahead and get that off and get this draining while it's still hot. before it cools down too much. Oh wow. That starts draining as soon as you turn it. That's different, isn't it? Oh. As you can see, that oil is pretty dirty. That's probably due to the engine flush. I don't want the same thing that happened last time with the Honda video. That was a mess. Go watch that if you hadn't seen it. If you want to see the world's messiest oil change. Oh, it almost happened again. Jesus. You gotta get a splash guard on this thing. Well. World's second messiest oil change. Jeez Louise. I tell you, this thing's killing me. Anyway, while that's draining out, let me wipe up some of this oil. My wife's gonna have a fit. She's gonna ban me from doing YouTube videos. She's gonna say, "You gotta stop. You're making a mess in the garage." What I'm gonna do is go to Home Depot and get some cardboard boxes. Open those up and put them down, because this is not going very well. I also don't have a oil filter wrench that will fit this oil filter. So we're going to have to get creative to get this oil filter off. Good luck with that. But we'll figure out something. And it almost splashed on my camera. But luckily, I'm using my GoPro for this one. It has a protective cover on it, even though it doesn't really need one. Just put one on there because I'm going to start using this one for under the car videos. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see all this oil residue build up, all this oil on here. I'm going to clean all that off. I also took a picture of the splash pan. I'm going to pop that on there and let you see what it looks like when that PCV oil separator is going bad. That's kind of your first indication that it's going bad, when you get that oil like that. And I tell you, if you haven't heard of this degreaser, it's called LA's Totally Awesome. A lot of people have heard of it, a lot of people haven't, but I am a big fan of it because it works great in my opinion. So I'll be using that to clean all this up. To clean this up and clean up the bottom of the splash pan. Get all this oil cleaned up. What I'm going to do is just let this drain pretty good because I have it tilted the wrong way. So as long as it's straight streaming oil like that, I'm just going to let it keep going so that it comes to a slow drip. So while we wait for that, I'll give you guys a 5-minute break. Okay, we're back. Got a good drain out on it. Bonus video at the end if you want to see me clean this up. For those who like to see befores and afters. I'm switching out my oil drain plug from the Audi 240 that's currently jammed in this currently jammed in this star bit, but replacing it with the ECS tuning magnetic drain bolt. I'll put some still pictures of it up right about now. It's a 14 millimeter instead of using the T40 Torx. You know, pros and cons, I don't know. The magnetic part's supposed to help attract, metal particles instead of having them floating around in your oil. Oh, yeah, that does work, doesn't it? And it comes with the washer already on it. So it came with this oil drain kit that I got from ECS, which I'll show you when we go back up top to fill it up. There we go. Beetle. All right. Pop that on. That should be nice and tight enough. Yep, right about there is good. I do have the right Torx now. Took it back today. If you've been watching my other videos. Make sure that's not leaking. Yep. Okie dokie. All right, so what we're gonna do now, I have to clean the bottom of the splash pan before I put that back on, but I'll do that off camera. So we're gonna fill the oil. Well, first we have to try to get this oil filter off, which I don't have a wrench for. That's gonna be painful because it's on there pretty tight. Okay guys, we're back at the top here. I don't know if you heard me earlier when I said I didn't have an oil filter wrench to get this oil filter off. That was a very big mistake. I had to come up with some very barbaric ways to get it off. And they were quite time consuming, but all in all, we got it off. So now all we have to do, put the oil filter back on. Put the oil filter on, fill it up. Like I said, I bought this oil filter kit from ECS Tuning, which I'll show you the parts here now. You got this for the oil filter. I heard it's a OEM. Now we're gonna go ahead and put our oil filter in. We got this brand oil filter in our oil filter kit. I mean, an oil change kit. I've already lubed the ring. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in. So the reason it took me so long to get the old oil filter off, I mean, it was really cranked on there. This says 10 Newton meters. If I'm not mistaken, it's about 22 pounds torque, which I'm probably mistaken because I'm tired, I'm hot. I will definitely be looking on Amazon for a oil filter removal tool for this car. I have 3 of them. Neither one fit. Okay, now we're going to go in with the Liqui Moly fancy dancy oil here. Molygen. It's green. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put the oil in. Through my research, it said that this car takes 4.9 quarts. This is a 5.28 quart. So I think this neat little spout, but while I'm pouring this in here, I want to mention I was cleaning the grease off of the splash guard that goes on the bottom. This is just one reason why I'm officially Audi. On the inside of that splash guard, it has Allroad embossed on there. I mean, I know it's small and minor, but to me, that's just like, it shows that they put the effort into those little small details like that. It was so dirty, I didn't even see it before. It didn't say Audi or, have a brand on there. It had the model on there, which is just, I'm a stickler for little details. And that little detail just proves to me why I feel the way I feel about Audi. I know we got BMW lovers and Mercedes lovers out there, hey, that's you. Me personally, 4 rings. Okay, let's see where we at on this bottle. No clue because it has no measurements on here. This is 5.2, we're 4.9. It should only be 0.28 quarts in here. I wonder if I put too much, is it going to be a problem? Knowing Audi, probably. I'm not going to push the limit. Get right about halfway to the bottom. Should be about there. We're going to stop there. So that way, when I crank it up, let it warm up, get to operating temperature, level it out, we'll see what the MMI says. If it says we're good, if you have some space to add some more, we'll go by that. So I don't want to overfill it. Just cleaning my oil cap inside and the outside. And these are the little details of why I like doing my own cars. If you take it to a mechanic or a dealership, they're not going to take the time to do these little details to your car. Does it make them wrong? No. But my parents used to always tell me, nobody's going to take care of your stuff the way you do. And that's absolutely correct. All right, so what we're going to do now, I need to drop it down, which I'm going to go ahead and drop it down. I have to put the splash guard back up under there. I may not do that tonight, but I'm going to go ahead and drop it down so I can level the oil out, make sure there's nothing leaking, and we'll be right back. Okay, so when you get back in the car, let it sit 10 minutes before I started it. Crank it up, let it run 10-15 minutes, cut it off to check it on the MMI, and then you're greeted with this. All right, it's the next day. I had to stop last night. I was tired and I was frustrated. It was late. Anyway, where we left off, I was topping the oil level off, trying to get to that max line. And I think I went over. It says it takes 4.9 quarts. That container was 5.28. It's only a little bit left in there, so I had to go over maybe a tenth or maybe 2/10 of a quart over. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of watch it for next days or so. Just please reduce oil levels, what it says. So if it keeps saying that the next couple of days or so, I'll have to find a way to drain something out. I want to jack it up and do it, but if I have to, I have to. But anyway, right now what we're going to do is reset the oil service interval. So the way you do that, you go to car on your MMI, which brings you here. You go over to car systems. Then you go to service and checks. Click on that. Go down to service intervals. And you see right now it says oil change 6,000 miles, 96 days. Because I changed it a little early. So we're just going to scroll down, just turn the wheel. Scroll down to reset oil change interval. We're going to go ahead and do that. You want to reset it? Yes. And that's it. 10,000 miles. I don't know if I'm going to go that far. I might go 7 at the most. But that's it. So I hope you learned something. I know this was a little rough one, but that's how it happens when you start working on your own stuff. But the benefit of it is, you can save some money. You can use that money for something else, or, use it for something that you need. Anyway, like, subscribe. This is T Hart with Hart Media. Keep tapping in. Okay, it's a little bonus video for those who want to see the cleaning of all this goop and gunk up under here while we're still letting it drip. This is the LA's Totally Awesome. I don't know if you can see that. I got it mixed about 70-30. 70 awesome, 30% water. You can look at it, you see how it just breaks it down. Let that sit a little bit and wipe it. Oh, just getting up my camera. Anywho. Yep. Tell you what, spray some of these splashes over here. Excuse me. So those won't stick in too much. Oh man. Oh. Yeah, so we're going to clean this up. Hopefully. Well, I'm almost 100% certain that the PCB is going to fix this one. And I'm just using the old dirty microfiber. You've probably seen it in my last 2 videos if you've been nice enough to watch them. It's nighttime, so we got we call them beetles. These lights are attracting them. I got my garage door up, so if you see one fly across the screen, welcome to Texas. Or fly across the camera. It's pretty gummed up. And that's what happens. Oh. And you got oil, leaking. It's going to attract every ounce of dirt and dust it comes in contact with. It's going to make a big gunk ball. Forget it. Let's go ahead and get this wiped off. The oil's not going to hurt anything. If you notice, when I first sprayed it, when it was oily, it didn't make any foam like it's making now. But now that it's somewhat clean, it's making foam. That's because it immediately starts breaking down that grease. Didn't want that to happen. It's okay, it's okay. Also don't want that to run in there. This thing must have been going bad a long time ago. It's got grudge and slime. Well, no, it doesn't take long for leaking oil to make a mess. It doesn't take it long at all. I really need a brush to get in there and brush that out, but I'm not trying to give it 100-point detail. I just want to clean it up. I don't know if you guys can hear my grandbaby in there. She's teething. She's having a hard time. Okay, that's it for this little bonus cleanup video. Just wanted to show that in case anybody wanted to see it. This will probably be at the end of the video. A little bonus cleanup video. All right.